All right, let's get to the offseason winners. So the offseason winners, and let's do it from each conference here. So let's start with the AFC. If you just had to look at the draft, free agency, put it all together and say who got better in the AFC. Coach, see you glancing at the notes there. Start us off. Who would you go with in the AFC?
I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. And it sounds crazy, but I think all in all, they had a wonderful offseason from their front office. And I'm looking at this from front office and coaching standpoint. Okay, you went in with all kinds of distractions and disarray. Well, you ended up keeping your best player, Myles Garrett. That was a plus. You ended up drafting a young defensive lineman that can help him. And then you got a couple of young quarterbacks that somebody can make this difference. Is it going to be Shador? Is it going to be Dylan Gabriel? Is it going to be Kenny Pickett? We don't know. But out of those three, if you can get a quarterback of the future, keep your best player, and draft another dominating defensive player, I think they did pretty well in this offseason.
Yeah, but the thing is, Coach, they're still not going to make the playoffs. It's not going to happen. So they did all those things that you talked about. You're talking about a team that will not make the playoffs. I'm going to talk about a team that will make the playoffs and possibly will be a Super Bowl contender. And I'm talking about the Buffalo Bills. They added a few key pieces to that defense that was already talented. You look at Bosa, and yeah, he's been injured, but if you can continue to stack pass rushers, I think that was awesome. But also Maxwell Harrison is a young kid that they drafted. He can come in and start right away, opposite of Christian Benford. But also pan these guys, pan their own guys. You talk about Terrell Bernard, Christian Benford, Greg Russo. They paid these guys this offseason. So Buffalo added some key players, not only just on defense, but on offense as well. And I think the Buffalo Bills, they're right there close to being Super Bowl champs.
They've been close. Can they get it over the top? I'm going to go another team I think that's going to make the playoffs and maybe surprise some people with the run. Young quarterback, Bo Nix, and all of a sudden some pieces start to flood in around them.
Okay.
You know, I think that they're making the right moves. They bring in Jahdae Barron, the cornerback from Texas. They go find him. It's one of those high-profile, got-to-have-it positions. Talanoa Hufanga, a guy we had so much fun watching in person for San Francisco. He's now there. Dre Greenlaw, another one. He's now there in Denver. They bring back DJ Jones on the D-line. And how about Evan Ingram on the offensive side of the ball for Knicks to go get the football to? This is a team to me to look out for. They have the coach. It appears they have the quarterback. If the team forms around them, I think Denver could not only make the playoffs, but win a playoff game or two there in the AFC.
All right. Well, they've got a good, young, talented group. We'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens. All right, let's go over to the NFC. Who would be the winner of the NFC? Rod, start us off on that side of the world.
Man, it was a few that I was going back and forth with, but I'm going to stick with the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, obviously your quarterback is a rookie on a rookie deal, so the emphasis was on getting tougher and better in the trenches. Offensively, they added a guard, they added a center, but on a defensive line, you get an opportunity to add a Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen. Both of these guys are coming off injuries, disappointing seasons. So I do believe that these two guys are primed to play well this year and to really be that force in the middle, but also signing that young corner, Byron Murphy. I think he's fantastic, but being able to extend him and keep him in that secondary was huge. But Minnesota, they've been awesome this offseason.
Well, I was up there this summer, and they are definitely fired up. They feel great about where they are and looking forward to the year for sure.
Hey, Coach, what's that quarterback room look like there in Minnesota to you?
Well, I was a little surprised that Daniel Jones left. I thought he would stay there and compete, but they love J.J. McCarthy, and they're excited. And I'll say this, Kevin O'Connell, he works with quarterbacks, and he knows how to get the best out of quarterbacks, and he's done it. We did a piece last year, and he described to me how Josh Dobbs threw a touchdown pass on a play that he didn't even know the name of the play. He had never practiced it. Kevin's in his helmet just telling him what to do. Okay, call this. You're going to look here, come back here. And he threw a touchdown pass. That's the touch Kevin O'Connell has. I think he's going to be fantastic with J.J. McCarthy.
Wow. And is Daniel Jones, you think he starts in Indy? Do you think that's why
I think
he
he's
left?
got a chance to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in Indianapolis this summer too, and they're very excited to have him. And he has brought the work ethic that Richardson needs to see. And so I think even if he doesn't start, he's going to help them by helping Anthony Richardson understand what it takes to be an NFL quarterback.
And you can say whatever you want about Daniel Jones, but that's one thing that we've never questioned. We never question his heart, his toughness, his commitment to the team, his athleticism. I mean, the guy's serious. Yeah, of course, people say, how can you pay this guy $40 million? But at the end of the day, the guy's a solid football player. He works hard. He's the right type of person.
Yeah. How about the NFC winner for you, Coach, of this offseason?
For me, I have to go to the San Francisco 49ers. And I know you mentioned, Greenlaw not being there, Hufanga, but last year at this time, they were going through all kinds of turmoil. Are they going to sign Ayuk? And what's happening? And what's the money look like? Well, they signed George Kittle and they signed Fred Warner. They signed their quarterback. So the locker room is at peace now. And then to me, maybe the biggest thing, Rod, they got Robert Saleh back. Okay, you get a Super Bowl coordinator on that defense and get them back to playing the way they can. I think this was a great offseason for them just from a front office standpoint.
I agree with you, Coach, and I believe that getting rid of Deebo Samuel was huge for them because that was a burden lifted off that team offensively because he wasn't really happy there. And you could just tell. I mean, we've been out to San Francisco a few times the last few years, and I could just tell talking to him that he was just slowly but surely wearing down. But going in a different direction, long-term signing your quarterback, and even having Trent Williams, who's back, who's healthy. I agree with you. Robert Saleh is fantastic. He's probably one of the top 2 or 3 defensive coordinators in all of football, and just having him back at the helm is huge.
Are they a playoff team? Does San Francisco get themselves back into the mix, do you believe, Coach?
It's a tough division, but I think so. They've got great coaching. They've got talented guys. They've got a solid quarterback. They're going to play good defense. We know that. I think they'll be there.
I agree with you, Coach. I think the Rams will win the division, but I do believe that the 49ers could be that wild card out that division.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Bears. I just think the Bears, all of a sudden, they look like a team to me. Ben Johnson is the headline. Everybody wanted him. All these teams that needed a head coach wanted him. It's a matter of recruiting him, pitching him, and getting him signed. They did that. And then Ben Johnson just goes, I'm building the offensive line. It was the first thing he did. And you look at their O-line on paper now, Jones at left tackle, Tooney at left guard, Dahlman at center, Jackson at right guard, Wright at right tackle. They got 5 across the board. They got 5 guys that can flat out play across the board. And that was what he had in Detroit. Now he's brought it here. They have weapons. And so I start looking at Caleb Williams and going, he, to me, is the winner of this offseason. He's going to make a little run right here with the Chicago Bears. And
hey, Jack, you just got me pumped up, man, because I had in my notes winner as Caleb Williams because he gets one of the best football minds in all of football, Ben Johnson. And then you think about it. You talk about the rebuilt offensive line, those veterans on that offensive line, 2 huge tight ends that can play wide receiver, that can come in and play traditional tight end roles. Just his ability, but he has to improve in his ability to read the defense and not hold on to the ball so long, Coach. But I agree with you, Jack. Caleb Williams is definitely the winner. The fact that he has Ben Johnson, probably the best play caller in all of football next to him. I like that a lot.
Yeah. No, I agree with you guys. He's sitting there and people were talking, at the end of the year, did he really want to be there? Maybe he didn't want to be a Bear coming out of the draft. And now you've got this fantastic offensive mind running things. You've got an offensive line in place. You've got some playmakers. You're going to have a running game. And as you said, Rodney, his problem was holding on to the ball, decision-making. That's where Ben Johnson has been great. I look at what he did with Jared Goff. If he does that same thing with Caleb, he's going to have an outstanding year.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.